Alright guys, you asked for it. I'm doing an oil change on an Arctic Cat. It's a 400, 2001. And there's not much information on this, so I'm going to kind of wing it. Things you'll need. Just like always, you'll need your oil, filter, probably crush washers, drain pan, a 21mm socket, and some brake cleaner and towels. Pretty much standard. I'm going to clean off where I'm going to fill and where the filter goes. Just spray brake clean all in your face. Wipe everything off. This is the fill plug. And this, I don't know if you can see it from this angle, but this guy has a sight glass. So there's no dipstick. I'm just going to set that back in. And I'm also going to clean off where the oil filter sits. That looks pretty crusty. This oil filter has engraved on it, I just noticed, 2005. So it's 2021 right now. And that's pretty awesome. 2005, so we'll see how things go. Okay, now we're underneath. Right below the rear brake. And in the center of the engine, you can see, kinda, that's where the drain plug is. It'll be right through this hole. Yeah, there it is. So, I'm going to block the camera. See if I could get, there you go, you can kind of see what's going on. 21mm, kind of an oddball size. I'm going to see if this will loosen. Oh Lord. Okay. It loosened. I'm going to turn it a few turns, and then before I take it all the way out of there, I'm just going to spray it with brake cleaner. And then back it all the way out. I always forget to mention in the beginning, I let this thing run for a couple minutes. So, you know. That oil doesn't look too bad for being 500 years old. On the drain plug, there's a magnet, so clean that the best you can. It doesn't appear that this has a crush washer, because this, I mean, it looks like a different surface, but it doesn't come off. I tried prying it off, and it's definitely not stuck to the block. So I'm going to just put a crush washer on there and hope for the best, because, like I said, can't find much information on these things. That's still draining. So now I'm going to try to take this filter off. I kind of stuffed towels in here. I don't know if that's going to help or not. Maybe this one won't have much in it since it's upside down. Ugh. So I got it loose a few turns. I'm going to just spray the flange area. Just keep the big chunks from going in there. There we go. Starting to lose some oil out of here. Set that aside. Make sure that your gasket is still on the filter and not stuck to the block. Clean that up. And we'll be ready for the next step. Now I'm going to put the replacement filter on. And as usual for me, I like to just put a little oil in the filter. And then you dip your finger in there, oil up the gasket. And just kind of dump it on there. Just makes a mess. If you're quick, it won't make too big of a mess. Grab a clean rag and tighten her down. Don't go crazy, but Good enough. Back down below, put the drain plug back in. It's kind of, there we go. Okay. Oh, balls. Sorry about the lovely camera work. There. Oh, never mind. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and tighten this to my patented torque spec, which is right there. And then spray this off with a little cleaner, and we're done down here now. We're ready to start adding oil. I took my extension and pressed the brake lever down and shoved it in there to keep it depressed so you can see the sight glass. And I got a funnel. And I guess we just start dumping oil in there. From what I found, one site said 3 quarts, one site said 3.25. So I guess we'll find out. So I added 3 quarts and it didn't show up in the sight glass yet. So far I added about 8 ounces of a 4th quart. And we're coming up. We're just about in the middle. So I'm just going to keep adding until we're closer to the full mark. And then I'm going to pull the funnel, put the cap in, and let it idle for a minute. Recheck it. This is what it looks like when it's running. It's kind of cool. You can see the oil flow and then flowing in there. So I let it run for a minute, and it's been sitting for a couple minutes. And immediately when I shut it off, it wasn't showing up in the sight glass because, of course, there's oil everywhere. Now it's starting to settle, and it's starting to come back up. But we're still lower than we were. We were up just above halfway point between, and we're a little lower. So I'm going to add a little bit more. And we're just about halfway. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. Probably add the rest of the quart, honestly. So that would bring us to 4 quarts, which isn't 3 and isn't 3.25. So always buy extra oil. Doesn't hurt if your machine burns oil or leaks. You always have extra. So there you go. That's with 4 quarts in it. It's good. It's about 3/4 between the low and full mark. And that looks like oil change on a 2001 Arctic Cat 400. This is a 2-wheel drive model. I don't know. Probably doesn't make a difference. It shouldn't. Don't forget to pull your extension from your brake pedal. See how that blocks the sight glass? Yeah.